You're watching Talk of the Town on Cambridge Cable TV 2 and in New Concord on Orbit TV 9.
Coming up on this edition of the show, it's part 2 of our high school football special, and I'll talk with Kevin Gunn, head football coach for the Cambridge Bobcats, Tommy Strasser, the voice of the Meadowbrook Colts, and Mr. Dave Davidson, the voice of the Barnesville Shamrocks. It's all ahead on this edition of Talk of the Town.
From the U.S. Bank Studios, it's Talk of the Town with Perry Baranich.
Welcome to a brand new episode of Talk of the Town. We're coming to you from U.S. Bank Studio in beautiful downtown Cambridge. And as always, we thank you very much for tuning in. We really appreciate it. It is part 2 of our high school football special. And thank you so much for watching part 1. I mean, it was a good show. But starting off part 2, we have Kevin Gunn. He's the head football coach for the Cambridge Bobcats. And we welcome you in Talk of the Town. Football season's here, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Hard to believe, isn't it?
It is. It just seemed like we were just getting ready for the off season, and now we're back in season and at it again.
Okay, first question. Tell us about Kevin Gunn. Give us your background. Tell us about who you are, because some people out there watching might not know.
Right. Well, born and raised here in Cambridge, and I went to Muskingum College, and getting started in football was actually, the unfortunate mishap between another staff member at Cambridge. I was a sophomore at Muskingum, actually preparing to play for Coach Haycock in the summertime, and a position opened up. I was asked by Coach Chapelier, who I truly respect, to this day, and wanted to know if I wanted to help coach. And I thought, well, I'll probably coach longer than I ever will play. And from that point on, it's been 32 years, and I've loved every second of it.
32 years?
Yes.
Wow.
Yes.
Has it flown by?
It has. It really has. And it's what's always been funny, I was always the youngest person on staff.
Yeah.
And even right now, my mindset is, I feel young, and I think I'm young, but I'm not the youngest. I'm the oldest on staff. And sometimes the slap of reality is right there, but I enjoy it. I love it.
Yeah. Wow. We were talking before we started just about a lot of different things, and how so many people are get involved from the community, get involved with the local sports teams. Mm-hmm. What's that mean to you? What's that mean to the team to have so much backing?
It's truly exhilarating. As I had said earlier, I tell the kids all the time, they're the most influential group in our community. You have a community that wants to share in the excitement and the fun that they are, in a game that they play on a Friday night. And when they succeed and have success, our community feels good about themselves. And that's what it's about. It's about understanding. It's not about you. It's about us. It's about we. And it's more so from just a team concept. It's from a community concept. And it's a life situation. Because you want to individually work as hard as you can to be the best you can. At the same time, you want to be a good teammate. And as a good teammate, you want to be able to involve as many people as possible, which is the community. Mm-hmm. So it's a building process that's trying to transition into real life situations.
Well, that's a great philosophy. Let's talk about the team itself. You guys 7-4 last year. Mm-hmm. Successful season,
yes,
as far as you're concerned?
Yes. Considering the year before we were 3-7. And the kids played hard, with the injuries we had, and I was very proud of, the way that, we dealt with adversity. Mm-hmm. In that off season going into that year, the kids really focused on, setting the goals that they wanted to attain, and they worked hard, and 7-3 going into the playoffs. First time we'd experienced playoffs in 10 years.
Yeah.
And it was fun. It was fun for the kids. It was fun for, seeing the community rally around the kids. And once again, it was a win-win situation.
Well, and you always hear that you learn and grow from adversity. You saw that firsthand, didn't you?
Absolutely, yes.
Wow.
So it was very fun to be able to see the kids really get excited about the practice, about the games, wanting to have fun playing the games, and realize that it's not work, it's fun, and that's the way it should be.
Let's talk about the 2017 team. Returning starters, veterans.
Yeah, we have. We got 15 seniors this year that have done a remarkable job. In the off season. Kobe Berger is going to be returning along with Garrett Dostal and Thomas Arnold on the offensive line. And, one of the other key starters from a senior standpoint is Alex Valentine. And matter of fact, all 4 of those young men who I'm talking about are going to be 4-year lettermen this year. They've been playing since their freshman year on the varsity.
Pretty great.
So that's a great core nucleus of leadership on and off the field. They're great young men, great kids, and good to have around the program.
And you need that leadership on a team, don't you?
Absolutely. Because, if the message isn't being conveyed properly, let's say from a coaching standpoint, at least they have been around long long enough to be able to help with these kids, behind the scenes, to help understand, hey, this is how we do things, this is the way it should be done, this is how we get better as a team.
Let's take a look at your schedule this year.
We start off with Indian Creek, which is always a very good, game. They are now Division III. And week 2 is going to be, a big week for us as well, because John Glenn is going to be so much, they're going to be good this year. I'm expecting great things out of John Glenn this year. We pick up a new team week 3 in Carrollton. Week 4, we play Coshocton, which made it to the state semifinals last year. And week 5, we happen to go to Wheeling Park this year, which is Division I in West Virginia.
Wow.
So, and then we get into the ECOL. And so then we have Zanesville, we'll have Dover, New Philadelphia, Marietta, and then Meadowbrook as well.
That's a tough schedule.
It's a challenging schedule, absolutely.
It is a challenging. What's it like when you play a team for the first time?
It's for me, it's about researching, trying to find out, where the coach has been in the past, what have they done, getting the kids to understand and buy in that no matter who we're playing, you have to prepare to win. Okay, don't assume that things will be taken care of because of what happened in the past. But playing somebody new, it's always fun. It's exhilarating because you don't have, old habits that you can depend upon and rely upon. You're looking to see what you can do. And, like you say, Carrollton's been 5-5 traditionally. They play in a tough league up north. So, it's not like we're filling it with somebody that you can just overlook. Every week has to be focused on that team. We can't think about anything else because the toughness of our schedule.
You always hear about that, focus on the team that's in front of you, don't think ahead. It's kind of hard to do, isn't it?
It's tough to do. It really is, because you want to look forward to certain points of the season, but at the same time, you can't leapfrog and fast forward to it because you're going to miss. You're going to trip and you're going to fall, and then how's that going to then transition to the next week? And then you just want to be able to stay focused on the task at hand and work forward.
First game is August 25th.
Yes.
Indian Creek, and it just takes off from there.
Absolutely.
So I've been talking with Kevin Gunn, the head football coach for the Cambridge Bobcats, and we wish you much success in the upcoming year.
Thank you very much.
Hope you do well.
Thank you.
All right, we're going to be back with more Talk of the Town right after this.
Talk of the Town will be right back.
Learning Jungle on Main Street, formerly Main Street School Supply, is located in downtown Cambridge, just west of the courthouse on Wheeling Avenue. They have a huge selection full of educational resources and toys that teach as well as entertain. They feature a large inventory of gifts for children of all ages, and you just have to check out their selection of stuffed animals, puppets, games, and so much more. The Learning Jungle on Main Street, downtown Cambridge, has layaway for your convenience and is the area's only specialty toy store. A world of knowledge is waiting for you at their front door. U.S. Bank is the 5th largest bank in the country, and while being recognized nationally for their strength and stability, they continue to provide hometown service. At U.S. Bank, they provide a variety of products and services for your consumer and small business needs, such as free checking with internet banking, loans and lines of credit, and free financial planning services. At U.S. Bank, they're proud to support the growth and development of their communities by helping local business owners achieve success.
The Old Country Loft in Barnesville is full of quality country primitives and a whole lot more. Ruth Dixon and her crew bring you the things you need to decorate your home with country charm and warmth. The Old Country Loft, corner of Main and Glass Avenue, Barnesville.
Check out Talk of the Town on Facebook. Go to facebook.com/Talk of the Town Show and stay up to date.
Welcome back, and thank you for watching Talk of the Town. Our football special continues right now with the voice of the Meadowbrook Colts, Mr. Tom Strasser. Good to see you here.
Thanks for having me.
When you think about Meadowbrook, you think about Tom and Woody, don't you? How did you get your start in broadcasting? How did you do that?
Actually, it goes back to the early 90s with Doug Birdsong. He needed some people to fill in, and that's how me and Woody Biggs actually got started. And then when Doug left, me and Woody took over broadcasting Meadowbrook games and had a great long run. Of course, Woody Biggs, he had to carry me through many broadcasts. Now the big Zepper, Mark Withrow, does that now.
Oh, okay. But yeah, I mean, you when you broadcast for somebody for that long a time, you work up a special friendship, don't you?
Yes.
Okay.
And it's a lot of fun. We've done Meadowbrook, but also have the privileged to work a lot, Buckeye Trail, Cambridge, John Glenn games. So it's a lot of fun to cover the student athletes in the area.
Yeah, a lot of great student athletes in the
Yes.
area. Let's talk some Meadowbrook Colts football. Tough year last year. It was a 2-8 year. What do you see this year?
Okay, well, if you go back the year before that, they make their first ever playoff appearance. And under the first year with head coach Jeff Twitty. And last year, there were huge expectations going into last season, but you can't, really count on the injury bug.
Sure.
And they really got ravaged with injuries. And in fact, Meadowbrook's defense, most of the year, were starting 8 sophomores.
And that's tough.
Yes, and if you play the schedule that they do, that Cambridge, Trail does around in the area, it's hard to win with 8 sophomores. So they're kind of thrown in the fire. But you look for the positives. Them guys got a lot of experience, and now defensively coming back this year, they've got 9 of their 11 starters back from last year.
Okay.
So they expect defense to be their strength.
Okay, and how does that play into defense? For folks who really don't know what that means, to have that many starters coming back, what's that mean for the team?
Oh, it's huge because last year you're a sophomore and you were expected to be playing on Monday nights or so JV games. Now you're playing on Friday night. You can't catch up to the speed of the game. It's a big difference when you get to the varsity level. Now this year you come back, the game slows down. So just the speed of the game and plus communication on defense is huge. And you're playing your 11th or 12th game as a starter instead of your first if you hadn't had the injuries.
So you hear so much about that from college to the pros, the speed of the game. That also applies in high school football, right?
No, absolutely.
What does that mean?
It's just the athletes, they're quicker, they're faster, everything just moves. You have to actually be out there and experience. But once you get that, you get comfortable and now you're reacting and you're not thinking. At first you're thinking and now you're too late to getting to the ball. But now things slow down and you're reacting when the ball is snapped, and that makes a huge difference.
Let's talk about the upcoming schedule.
Okay, Meadowbrook has 3 new teams on their schedule. Now remember, Rosecrans and Claymont and one more dropped out of the league.
Okay, they dropped out of the league.
Yeah.
Okay.
So they've only got 2 ECOL teams that they're playing, and that's Coshocton and Riverview.
Okay.
But the 3 new teams on the Colts schedule this year is Union Local, River, and St. Thomas Aquinas.
Okay, and what do you know about those teams?
Well, I just know going back to their 10 games this year, 6 of the teams on their schedule, including Cambridge, made the playoffs. So, you don't know what teams have lost what, but you have 6 teams on your schedule that made the playoffs. So last year, that's big because, with high school football, you got to win your games to get to the playoffs, but the teams you beat, they have to win games as well.
Yeah, and there's a lot that goes into those facts and figures, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of scenarios. There are a lot of different scenarios with that, the way it's set up, isn't it?
Yes, it's computer points and secondary points, and it really runs deep. But first thing you have to do, Meadowbrook or anybody, is you have to take care of your business. The only thing you can control is the team you're playing that Friday night.
Right, and if you win, you control, pretty much what's going to happen.
Yes.
Right? Okay. First game is August 25th. Is that correct?
Yes.
John Glenn?
Yeah. Meadowbrook opens up at home against John Glenn. They played last year, the Muskies, for the first time in New Concord, and it should be a very entertaining game. John Glenn's got a lot of people back, especially skilled positions. We talked Meadowbrook's defense expecting to be their strength. Meadowbrook returns 2 original starters off last year's team offensively.
Okay.
But some of the guys that they'll have back got some experience last year. But offensively, I talked to Coach Twitty, and after a couple of scrimmages, he thought offensively they may be a little further along than he thought.
as we're filming this, as this airs, it airs on a Friday. You were saying that there's a meet the team scrimmage, which would be tonight, which would be Friday, right?
Yes, they're going to, at 5:15, everybody can come out to Eugene Capers Field, and they'll start, I believe, with the third grade, the Biddy League teams. They'll introduce them, and all the way up through the high school. And then the 6 o'clock, there'll be a JV scrimmage with Philo, the Electrics, till about 6:45. Then starting at 7, the varsity team, Meadowbrook and Philo, they'll play 3 quarters and then an overtime period. So you'll kind of get a chance to see the Colts. And Coach Twitty, I asked him about this year's team, and he said they remind him of a lot of the playoff team from 2 years ago.
Yeah,
so
we'll see if that comes to fruition. But again, the first game is August 25th versus John Glenn. The season will be off and rolling, right?
Yes.
I've been talking with the voice of the Meadowbrook Colts, Mr. Tom Strasser. Hey, look forward to hearing you on the radio this year.
Okay, hey, thank you.
All right, we're going to be back to with more Talk of the Town right after this.
Talk of the Town will be right back.
Cambridge is more than just a town. This is our home.
Supporting downtown Cambridge means shopping at the places we love with the people we love.
For the stuff we can't get anywhere else.
Food that tastes like home.
And personal service from people who know your name.
The money we spend here will keep our town growing.
Let's all shop small for our town.
The home we love.
And the uniqueness that makes Cambridge
a great place to live, work, and play.
Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
Your one-stop shop for all things computer-related is ABC Technical Services. Whether it's designing a new website, website maintenance, PC repair, or over-the-phone tech support, ABC Technical Services has you covered. ABC Technical Services can set up a new network, install the latest antivirus software, and they even offer full video production and editing services too. Give them a call at 740-432-5605 or visit them online at abctechnicalservices.com. A name you know, a name you trust. ABC Technical Services. Cambridge Classic Ford in downtown Cambridge prides themselves on offering the largest inventory and the best customer service in the area. Visit their lot and experience the Classic Difference. The Classic Difference provides customers a service above and beyond what you'll find anywhere else. Their service department, body shop, and parts department strive for the best service and pricing in southeastern Ohio. Stop by the lot and browse their large selection of new and pre-owned inventory, ask about easy financing, or schedule an oil change. That's Cambridge Classic Ford in downtown Cambridge. Stop by and experience the Classic Difference for yourself.
For a show schedule of upcoming guests and to watch past episodes, go to yourradioplace.com.
Hey, welcome back to Talk of the Town. We're coming to you as always from US Bank Studio in beautiful downtown Cambridge. We hope you're enjoying our high school football preview shows. And right now joining me, the voice of the Barnesville Shamrocks, also the voice of the John Glenn Muskies, that would be Mr. Dave Davidson.
My old WB&V partner.
I haven't seen you for a long time. We were just talking. I started with the radio station in 93. You started in 93 as well.
Yeah,
Give us your background.
Well, I was just, fresh out of college at Ohio U, and I had a couple of college classes with Bill Kassler, of course, who's been with the news department here for a number of years. Mm-hmm. Long story short, he set me up with Doug Birdsong, who was the sports director at that time, and we met out in the parking lot. I had a final, an interview project with Doug.
Yeah.
We finished literally my last class of college, last final project. We met out in the parking lot, talked for about 20 minutes. He took my phone number down, and he said, we're looking for somebody to do sports on a full-time basis with WB&V. And I got a call a few weeks later. Next thing I know, I got a headset on and I'm broadcasting with ABC.
Yeah.
First broadcast was with Doug and with Jerry Thompson.
Well, what a combination there.
Yeah, oh my, that was a first experience of a lifetime.
But you said you weren't nervous at all.
It's the only thing I remember about that game. It was the District 12 basketball All-Stars at the old Cambridge High School, which is now the YMCA. And I don't remember anything about the game, nothing about what I said or what Doug or Jerry said, but the only thing I remember is that I didn't feel nervous, didn't have those butterflies.
That's pretty cool. That is so cool. What do you like most about broadcasting?
Really, in those local sports venue, to me, I mean, one of the, it's just going to the places, whether it's Barnesville or Woodsfield or New Concord or whatever, and seeing familiar faces. You see familiar faces all the time, after the number of years. This is unbelievably the start of my 25th year coming up this year. So, you see the same faces, and the faces change a lot too, but just seeing, really seeing the people. It's kind of the stuff that doesn't happen between the lines or kind of stuff that happens off the air. That's actually, one of the most fun parts for me, that just building friendships over the years.
Yeah, and I think that's a lot of what radio is all about, because I enjoyed the same thing, just getting to know folks and building friendships. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Well, let's talk about the Shamrocks. They've got a new head coach.
A new head coach, but not so new.
Okay.
Blake Allen's taken over as the head man this year, but actually been with the program now. It's his third season. He's been the offensive coordinator for the past 2 seasons. Really, the coaching staff in all is still intact this year. Matt Johnson has stepped down from the head coaching ranks, I think, to devote more time to his family, perhaps. And he is still staying on as an assistant, but Dylan Rogers and Blake Allen are still going to be, even though Blake's the head coach, he's still going to be calling the offensive plays. So really the coaching staff as a whole, Tony Starr came up from the middle school program. He's joining the high school staff this year. So that's really the only full-blooded change that's happening. Really everything else is still intact, so that's one of the good things about this season, is that there's a lot of still continuity between the coaching staff and the players, even though all the players we'll talk about here in a second. I know it's a lot of turnover this year.
Well, yeah, Barnesville had a great year 2016. They went 9-2.
Yeah.
And you said there is going to be a lot of turnover this year.
Yeah, there is. They had a great season last year, and I think as you started this season last year, I think it was pleasantly surprised. I think the fans probably wouldn't have predicted that team maybe would have turned out as well as it did as far as wins and losses. But of course they got to the playoffs, won their first round playoff game after about a 3.5 hour trip to Chesapeake, which is never easy. And then, of course, ended the season with Fort Fry down at Marietta. But the whole receiving core, the backfield is going to be all new this year. Really, Braden Strauss is probably the only real significant varsity playing time skill position coming back. And then to kind of make things even more complicated for Blake and the staff, their top 2 quarterbacks are going to be out for the season this year. Tate Dowler, who was kind of slated in as the starting QB this year and has been a starter as a freshman in the defensive backfield, he was going through summer drills, I think, back in June, and non-contact drill, just made a cut and tore the meniscus in his knee and has gone through surgery. The other player, the other backup QB the last 2 years was Zane Huntsman, also a starting tight end. He's got a shoulder problem from baseball season last year. I think maybe threw his shoulder out from a throw from third base to first, and it looks like he's certainly going to miss the football season, and maybe he's hoping that he's well enough to come back in the spring to play baseball.
The injuries are always the X factor, isn't it? You can never tell.
Well, you never can. I mean, coaches are always, I'm sure in the back of their minds, are always prepared for injuries. They're thinking like, okay, who's next in line if something happens to this guy? But still, when those things happen, you never know.
Yeah, exactly.
You never really know what you're going to do unless the coach is thrown into that situation. That's kind of the situation that Blake and the staff are going to be in this year. But again, even though they got pretty much all turnover plus losing 3 guys up on the line as well, they're going to be finding a lot of new faces and to see who's going to step up into those roles. Only 8 seniors on a 38-man roster.
Wow. What's the schedule look like this year? First game is August 25th against Newcomerstown.
Yeah, it's at Newcomerstown. Actually, overall, I guess one of the pluses for Barnesville this year is that the schedule is looking at it to me, is not too tough. I mean, it's fairly, it should be fairly favorable, I think, for them in a rebuilding type of year. Going to Newcomers Town, the Trojans have struggled the last several years, so certainly a winnable game there. Really, the tough stretch is going to be those first 3 or 4 games. They're playing 3 road games to start the season. At Newcomers Town, at Meadowbrook, at Buckeye Trail. Of course, Meadowbrook and Buckeye Trail especially, I think, should have a pretty good year. Then they'll come back home for the first time, and they'll face Shenandoah, and Jesse Wells has got that program, I think, headed back up in the right direction, too.
About 30 seconds. We're almost done.
Riverview, Steubenville Central is back on the schedule. Fort Fry, Monroe Central. Caldwell is back on the schedule now after a few years missing there. And then, of course, the big rivalry game in Belmont County, the Union local game, which is back in the 10th spot now for the last couple of years where it should be.
So it should be an exciting year of high school football for the Rocks, and listen to Dave Davidson calling the Barnesville Shamrocks, and also John Glenn. So, hey, look forward to hearing you on the air, man. One of my faves.
It's been a pleasure. Good to see you again.
Yeah, from the old B&B days.
Yes, sir.
Hey, we're going to be back to wrap it up right after this.
We'll be right back with more Talk of the Town.
U.S. Bank is the 5th largest bank in the country, and while being recognized nationally for their strength and stability, they continue to provide hometown service. At U.S. Bank, they provide a variety of products and services for your consumer and small business needs, such as free checking with internet banking, loans and lines of credit, and free financial planning services. At U.S. Bank, they're proud to support the growth and development of their communities by helping local business owners achieve success.
Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
Your one-stop shop for all things computer-related is ABC Technical Services. Whether it's designing a new website, website maintenance, PC repair, or over-the-phone tech support, ABC Technical Services has you covered. ABC Technical Services can set up a new network, install the latest antivirus software, and they even offer full video production and editing services too. Give them a call at 740-432-5605 or visit them online at abctechnicalservices.com. A name you know, a name you trust. ABC Technical Services.
Hey, that's going to do it for this edition of Talk of the Town. Thank you so very much for watching, and thanks to our very special guests, Coach Kevin Gunn, Tommy Strasser, and Dave Davidson. For the best local high school football coverage ever, you can tune into our ABC radio stations on Friday nights. You can watch select games on Cable Channel 2. You can see live streaming. You can see the games in HD. It's football, baby, and it's almost ready to go. Yeah. For producer, director Adam Green and Perry Bronich, we'll see you next time on Talk of the Town.
Cambridge is more than just a town. This is our home.
Supporting downtown Cambridge means shopping at the places we love with the people we love.
For the stuff we can't get anywhere else.
Food that tastes like home.
And personal service from people who know your name.
The money we spend here will keep our town growing.
Let's all shop small for our town.
The home we love.
And the uniqueness that makes Cambridge
a great place to live, work, and play.
Bundy Law Funeral Home has worked since 1924 to earn the confidence of the families they have served and continue their commitment to the community. They offer a complete range of quality services, from funerals to cremation, and honor all faiths and customs. The staff at Bundy Law understands you need to know all the available options to make the right decisions for your family. A price list is available upon request, and they invite your comparisons. You will make the right choice when you choose Bundy Law Funeral Home.
Learning Jungle on Main Street, formerly Main Street School Supply, is located in downtown Cambridge, just west of the courthouse on Wheeling Avenue. They have a huge selection full of educational resources and toys that teach as well as entertain. They feature a large inventory of gifts for children of all ages, and you just have to check out their selection of stuffed animals, puppets, games, and so much more. The Learning Jungle on Main Street, downtown Cambridge, has layaway for your convenience and is the area's only specialty toy store. A world of knowledge is waiting for you at their front door. Cambridge Classic Ford in downtown Cambridge prides themselves on offering the largest inventory and the best customer service in the area. Visit their lot and experience the classic difference. The classic difference provides customers a service above and beyond what you'll find anywhere else. Their service department, body shop, and parts department strive for the best service and pricing in southeastern Ohio. Stop by the lot and browse their large selection of new and pre-owned inventory, ask about easy financing, or schedule an oil change. That's Cambridge Classic Ford in downtown Cambridge. Stop by and experience the classic difference for yourself.
The Old Country Loft in Byesville is full of quality country primitives and a whole lot more. Bill Dixon finds and sells some unique items and hard-to-find local collectibles. The Old Country Loft, corner of Main and Glass Avenue, Byesville.
You're watching Talk of the Town on Cambridge Cable TV 2 and a new Concord on Orbit TV 9.